Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom and this is Tom's Toys 95. It's been a little while since I made a video, probably about 2 months now, and I've got a few things to go through, a few things to update you with, and I've got a lot of pickups that I picked up over the last couple of months which I kind of wanted to show off. Now the reason for my absence was that I did a bit of a series decluttering my life, but the point of the absence wasn't to do the series. The series is more of a byproduct of that, so I won't go into too much detail, but I was having a bit of a tough time struggling and dealing with all of the stuff that I had. So I've been collecting games for 15-20 years and I've been reselling on eBay for about 8. So once I discovered that I can make profit off the stuff that I've already got and wanted to pass on the duplicates, I started to look into reselling, going to car boots, going to game shops and trade them in at CEX for profit, things like that. And I've always had that nous for making a bit of a profit, getting a bit of a deal, but at the same time I struggle to let things go because I like to keep them. So I'll never be rich because I like to keep half the stuff that I buy. So that has always been a bit of a struggle, and the last couple of months I was struggling in terms of finding funds to sort of fund the videos and go to the car boot sales and things like that. I like to keep a bit of a float in my bank, and you know, whatever I make on eBay, the profits get spent going back to the car boot, recycling the money, and so on and so forth. And I think I've just bought a lot of stuff over the last year or so, and sales have been low with the economy and things like that. I don't use that as an excuse, I've said that many times before on the channel, but things are more difficult now to make money than they were 5 years ago, especially on eBay, and especially the things that I'm doing. So you have got to learn to adapt, and maybe that's something I need to consider, changing up what I sell. But I've always sold video games, toys and clothing items and things like that. So that's just what I enjoy and that's what I like to do. So over the last couple of years it has been a struggle, and I think the last couple of months just got to me a bit. Everything was everywhere. My room was full, my garage where all my eBay stuff was full, and then I went to my mum's house and a lot of my stuff that I left there when I moved out, rightly so, she wanted me to move it as she wanted to renovate a garage, and I brought it all home with me. Got rid of some of the stuff, to be fair. I took a lot of it to a charity shop straight away, some of it went in the bin, and I got rid of a good portion of it, but then there was still a hell of a lot left. When I brought it into the house, it just overwhelmed me. There was stuff everywhere, and I didn't want to have the pressure of sorting through it all and making videos, editing videos, working full time, selling on eBay, packaging, posting, and it was just getting too much. So something needed to give, and unfortunately YouTube was that. So I've given it a bit of a break, given it some thought, and I am happy to start making videos again. There will be a little bit of a change, I think, which I'll explain towards the end of the video, but for now that is just the reason for my absence. But without further ado, I've got a load of pickups that I want to go through. It's a mixture of sort of Pokemon cards and Pokemon items and a bit of Toy Story items, and then the rest are video games. So I'll get into the gaming stuff first, as most of you here will enjoy that, and obviously with the game collecting, that's sort of the main premise of the channel, which I've been juggling a bit. I primarily am an eBay reseller, or part-time eBay reseller, and that is how I make my money to afford the video game collection. I also like to spend the money on video games and more stock, so the videos I try and half, and some of it is swayed towards the game collecting, going to CEX, going game hunting, going to markets, and then the rest of the videos are my weekly eBay roundup videos, showing you what I've sold on eBay and anything that I pick up within the week and how much money I make. I know some people like both and some people only like the one, so I'm just trying to switch it up and do what I enjoy, but also what the viewers enjoy as well. So if you have got any video ideas or which videos you prefer, let me know in the comments. No particular order on these, most of them are from CEX, a couple are from eBay. So the first one is this rare replay collection on the Xbox One. Now I might add, these games are staying in my collection, so these are games that I don't particularly want to pass on just yet, so these aren't going on the eBay store, unfortunately. But this was $1.99 from Cash Converters, and this has 30 games in one, and the reason I picked this up was because I had Banjo and Kazooie on the N64 when I was younger, and I also had Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was a really cool game, and I bought it knowing that the game was in this bundle, and it was the most expensive game in the bundle, and I knew that when I sold it, and I got a good price for it. But about 8 years ago I picked up this N64 bundle, sold that game for £80, and then it's been so expensive now, it's risen in price, and I just haven't had time or money to buy it again. So this game is on here, and this was only £2. It's got 30 games, and that £80 game that I sold is on here as well. So yeah, pretty good pickup for £2. I have an Xbox One. I bought it to resell. It was a Minecraft edition, and I've never got around to selling it because it looks so cool, and green's my favourite colour. So I just need to pick up a controller for that, and then I might give that a play along with some of the Halo and Gears of War stuff as well. For those of you that don't know, I'm a big game collector. I mainly collect for PlayStation, and I do like Nintendo as well. But unfortunately, I can't collect everything, and Xbox is something that I've never really played. So I am slowly starting to build up an Xbox collection, but I will never be an Xbox collector as I love PlayStation too much. The next one is a variant for my collection, and this is Two Worlds 2 Game of the Year edition. The funny story behind this one was that I saw a TikTok and someone bought this game, and I never knew this variant existed. So I was kind of like, okay, I'll add it to the mental list of variants that I see. And I've been collecting PS3 games for like 8 years, and I've never really seen this copy. And then the very next day, not even joking, the very next day I went into CX, I picked this up, and it's £5. And it was just baffling to me that I'd never known this existed. And then the next day I see it. Yeah, £5, happy to add that. This actually is a duplicate, but I will be keeping onto this for a little bit, because I bought this from a gaming market for £40, brand new and sealed. I think I haggled a bit and got it for like 35, but it was £40 stickered game, and this is a rare, like, French exclusive. I guess in France it's not rare, but if you're collecting for the PAL region, this is a game that is kind of needed for the collection. And I found this at a gaming market, so I picked that up, and then I was browsing eBay, and this came up as a buy it now for like £10 or £11, and I thought that can't be the same game, so I bought it just to compare, and they're exactly the same game, and I massively overpaid, or maybe the game's just decreased in price, but yeah, paid £11 for that one. So I've got 2 copies now, and hopefully if it goes up in price again, then I can sell this one in the future and counteract what I paid, because £35 compared to 11 seems like a bit of an overpayment. My girlfriend's a big Tomb Raider fan, so I picked this up from CX. This is Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. This is a book version. I have the 20th anniversary version, which is on the shelf, which I'll grab actually, compare it. So this is the 20-year celebration on the PS4, and this is a hardback book. Now this is the second Tomb Raider game in the series, I believe. And yeah, there's some like pages, art book in there. Pretty cool. I picked that up when the game came out, brand new. But then this one here is the definitive edition of the first game, as I think it originally came out on the 360 and PS3. Then this is the definitive edition, and it comes with the disc and that in there. Unfortunately it's a bit damaged, but it was £6, so I now have both of the books. The next game is a steelbook for the steelbook collection. I got it at a fairly good price from CEX. It was £20, and the disc is still in here. I may play it, but I'm leaning towards I'm not going to play it, and I might sell the disc only on my eBay store. And that is Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, this looks a great game, don't get me wrong, but I'm a big pussy and I do not like spiders at all, and I can't play games with realistic or big spiders in it. Don't know why, I just can't do it. So Skyrim is a big no for me. Any other game, any other fantasy or dragon game that has spiders in, I tend to avoid. Grounded on the Xbox One actually looked really fun for me until I realised and saw the big spider in there, and it's just a big no, so I'd rather not. Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't got that far into it. I know the spiders in that, and I may, you know, just keep playing through it, but I think something like that is a no for me, so I may sell that. The next 2 games are very similar. I found these at different times but in the same CEX, and they both begin with S, and they both have cardboard sleeves, and they're on the PlayStation 2. So the first one is Shadow of the Colossus, and I collect for the PS3 and PS Vita, and I'm going for a full set. But with the other games, I like to just get the good games, the rare games, or the games that I'm going to play or remember as a child. So I'm not going to go for like a full set of PS2. But this is one that I picked up, and I thought it was really cool. I've seen this before, but I've never seen it in this good condition. And this was £25. This comes with the slipcover. The actual case is cardboard. You've got the manual inside, and then it comes with 3 art cards. I don't know if there's any more than 3, I'd have to check, but there was 3 included. 3 seems a bit of an odd number, so maybe there were 4, I don't know. But if anyone knows how many postcards should be in that game, please let me know in the comments. Obviously I don't want to be missing any. Really good condition, hardly any wear and tear to this at all. Happy to add that to the collection. The next one, beginning with the S on the PS2, went in a few days later. And I know this is a fairly sought after and rare game. I'm not sure if it's just a good game and it's worth a bit more, or if it's genuinely quite rare. But this goes for £18, which is how much I paid for it. And that is Scarface, The World Is Yours on the PlayStation 2. That is also complete with the manual. The reason I picked that up is because it comes with this awesome limited edition sleeve. Now there's not really too much to it. You've got the back there and the front, and then there's a little Velcro bit and it opens up. There's no real bonus items from what I can see other than the fact that it comes with the sleeve. But I looked on eBay and the sleeve varied depending on condition from like 40 to 50 quid on the game, so I figured for 18 quid, great steal. The last game that I picked up was Sniper Ghost Warrior 2 on the Xbox 360, and this is the Steelbook version. So I don't think I have this on the PS3 or the PS3 Steelbook, so happy to get the 360 one at least for now. If I get the PS3 one, I might upgrade it and sell this one in the future, but looked on eBay and this goes for around about 12 to 15 quid as well, so good deal on that. So if I wanted to sell any of these games, then I could probably make a bit of profit, but these are going in my collection. Those are all the video games that I picked up over the last couple of months. I've also picked up Battlefield 1, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4 I think, and Battlefield 5 on the PS4. I wanted to run through all the campaigns on those games, won't show those off, but Battlefield 6 is coming out and I fancy playing some like campaign shooting games, and those ones I always played the online but never really the campaign, so I'm going to go back and play all those. And then I've also been getting into Pokemon, so I've bought quite a lot of Pokemon cards over the last sort of couple of months, and anything that is sealed or comes in like a collection with like some promos or something, tending to like keep those sealed. But if I can buy some individual boosters, then I'll open those up on the channel. Went to a car boot this weekend actually, and some guy, I think his name was Raz, so shout out if you are watching, because I did actually tell him that I make YouTube videos, so I think he might have subscribed to the channel, so if you are watching, thank you very much. But he had these at retail, which was $10.99 each. He had some Pokemon mini tins, and I bought 6 different designs off him, and we worked that deal at £60. So I don't know all the names of the Pokemon on here, so I'm just going to fly through them, but we've got this one. These are black and white, by the way. The third one, fourth one, we got the fifth one, and the sixth one. So I think there's 6 different designs. So that is all of the mini tins for the black and white set, and they're all sealed. This one I'll probably definitely keep sealed. It's not seen this before. This was in Mankind. So this is a King Gambit illustration collection of Pokemon Scarlet Violet Shrouded Fable. So it comes with 4 packs and 3 promo cards. So nice little set. That was £22. Then I picked up from, one was from WH Smith's and the other one was from Mankind, but I went into Mankind twice. I bought 2 of these, and then I went in the next day and thought, you know what, I'm going to get that Shrouded Fable one as well. So I picked up this, and while I was there he said, oh, I've got one more out the back of the thing you bought yesterday if you want it. And I was like, go on then. So, and just before I picked those up, I'd been to Smith's to see if they had any, and I picked up the same bundle from Smith's. So those are the 6-pack booster boxes of Black Bolt and White Flare. So these were £25 a pack, so 50 quid for these 2, and I've got 5 of them. So I picked up 1 each from Smith's, 1 each from Mankind, and then another pack from Mankind when I went back and got the Shrouded Fable. I think I'm going to keep at least one of these sealed, and I'm looking forward to opening up these on the channel. So stay tuned for those. I like Toy Story, I like Toy Story Aliens, so I was in Primark the other day by the checkout and I had this little pop vinyl minifigure, 5 quid. I'll add it to the collection. With the theme of aliens, I was looking for some 30th anniversary Toy Story cards which have been released in Japan, and they're all over TikTok for 40 quid a box. And I was going to buy some, or looking to buy some, and I was on eBay. And when I searched for the Toy Story cards, it came up with these, which were, I believe, a Hong Kong exclusive. And I bought a set on auction because buy it now they were £43, on auction they were 21 I paid. And I messaged the buyer and said, have you got any more, because I noticed he had some for buy it now. So he said, how many do you want? So I said to him, probably looking for about 4 boxes. I want to try and complete the set and hopefully keep on sealed. These are Toy Story Alien specific cards, and they only are aliens, so each card has different designs on them. In fact, I think I've got them here. I have done an unboxing on this, so if you want to check that out, I will upload that soon. But these are the types of cards you get, and they're pretty cool. They're really good quality as well. So they work out only £1 a pack. I paid 21 on the auction. I said to him how much for the 4, and we agreed £17.50 per box. He does have VAT on top, so it worked out £21 a box. And I paid 84 quid for, it should have been 70 plus the VAT, so £84 for 4 boxes. I have 4 of these. I won't be doing videos on all of them. I don't think. I might do a few shorts maybe when I open them, but I don't think I'll be doing like loads of videos because they're quite boring, I guess, if you don't like Aliens or Toy Story, but I love them. And then the last thing that I picked up is some more Pokemon cards, but this one's a bit strange. I went for a Chinese the other day. Next to the Chinese is a Morrison's Daily. I popped in and I was buying a drink, and they had some Pokemon Stellar Crown, and I've opened those before, and I probably should have bought those as well, but I didn't want to spend too much. And next to it was a pack I didn't recognise or know what pack it was, so I asked them what it was, and they said it was Sword and Shield Rebel Clash. Now, I've not seen those because I've only really been collecting the Scarlet and Violet era, and Sword and Shield has kind of been phased out now. But I looked at the packet. They came out in 2020, so they're 5 years old, and they had a whole booster box. Now, unfortunately, it's been opened and ripped, whatever, but they had 18 packets, so I picked them all up. I spent about 74 quid on them, and I'm undecided if I'm going to open or keep them sealed. But yeah, I haven't seen these before. I did look on eBay afterwards because I didn't have my phone. I left it in the car, and I thought they were going to be worth like £10 a pack or something because they're quite old. But nope, someone had a whole sealed 18-pack booster bundle for like 88 quid. So I may keep them sealed or I may open them. If you want to see me open them, let me know in the comments below because I am happy to rip them. Oh, one more thing, went to a car boot. This is a PS3 Slim console. It was 20 quid. I didn't barter on it because I thought it was a good deal. If it was the 12GB version, then I would have definitely offered like 10 or 15 for it. But I googled the serial sort of number at the back, or the product code, and it came back as a 500GB model. So this is a PS3 Super Slim. It's got no cables, but I can easily find a power lead and a HDMI for it. I've got loads of controllers as well. And it's one of those horrible ones where the game is just shoved on the top and you just slide that over. It's got 2 USB ports. So I thought I'd gamble on it. Hopefully it all works. If it doesn't, I can sell it for parts for around 25-30 on eBay and probably get my money back. But if it does work, then easily £50-60. And I'll probably keep that in my collection actually because it makes a nice little plug and play console, and it's got a good hard drive as well. So when I want to play all of my games behind me, then I can. I've got the 320 Slim at the moment, but that is this 500 Super Slim, so that'll help. Ignore the mess on the table from my video. This is now how my room looks. And before, all of this floor space was just covered in boxes of random stuff. And now it's actually tidy and has a bit of order to it. So over here we've got my PS Vita games. And then we've got the rest of the Vita games there. We've got my Lewis Hamilton monster poster there, and then a bunch of boxed Zelda games and other Game Boy games there. And then on this shelf I've got my PS4 steelbooks as well as my PS5 steelbooks, and then we've got some Xbox 360, some Xbox One, PlayStation 1 and some PS4 stuff as well. Then we move on to the PS2, PSP, PS4, and the bottom one I've got some PS5 VR and all of my PS Vita Limited Run 101 games. And then as we move around, we've got the PS3 collection. So this is the English PAL collection that I'm trying to go for and get a full set. I've got a little Zelda shelf up here with a bunch of Zelda items, and then on top we've got my favourite N64 games, a few more little alien bits there. And then these are the rest of the PS3 collection, and then all of these are variant covers, so I like to collect the variants as well. I'm still undecided if I'm going to keep the Red Spine Essential ones, but I've got some Essentials, and behind this PlayStation box, which if I just quickly grab this out, then I've also got the start of the Platinum games as well, which go behind the red one. So I don't have many of those Platinum or Essential ones, but I do pick them up as I see them. And then down here I've got the PS3 games as well, which are all slipcovers, variants, and some of them are steelbooks which are behind. So I'll do a full room tour at some point, but just to give you a bit of context behind here, if I don't mess it all up, which I just did, and you can see there's a bunch of steelbooks as well. So I'll go through all of those at another date. And just below I've got my Play Asia limited edition Vita games. I say limited edition, they're limited quantities, so those are all more behind. Then I've got a bunch of DS and 3DS games which I want to play. Most of those are all opened as well, so I will be playing those at some point. Then I've got my Wii games down here, some GameCube and some Switch stuff, and some Switch steelbooks, as I love my steelbooks. Behind here is some Wii U games, and then I've got a bunch of PS4, and these ones are either limited run or the big box ones with some bonus stuff in there and some more behind, and then this is just miscellaneous stuff here and a big Kirby just as Link. So that is kind of how the room's turned out since the last video when it was covered in mess everywhere, and it looks a hell of a lot better, at least in my opinion anyway. And on top here I've got my Lewis Hamilton pops, as I love F1 and I also love Linkin Park, and they've got Hybrid Theory and the Reanimation, and then on top we've got some little model Lewis cars there and the really cool LE edition of The Last of Us. I haven't found the Joel one in the wild yet, but I pre-ordered this and this is a day one release pickup which I've just kept in nice condition. The cupboard here has been somewhat sorted. I've got all my Wayne Rooney shirts up there and then some more football shirts below, and then here is all of my controller cables, my actual like controllers there. Then I've got some consoles in here, and at the bottom here is all my TCG stuff. So I've got all my Pokemon card games there, and most of it is somewhat organised, and then I've got a bunch of packs ready to open for some shorts and stuff. So if anyone wants to see any of those, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much everything in the room. And with that, that brings me on to the future of the channel. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the premise for this channel, for me at least, was to be half video games, half eBay reselling, and try and intertwine the two. And I think I have somewhat successfully done that, but I think I spend a lot of time doing the eBay reselling weekly videos in terms of recording, editing, and actually working out all the prices of the figures and the sales and stuff. And then I think that leaves me with little time to actually do other videos on the channel. So I do find it quite difficult to manage the time in terms of full-time job, actually packing and posting and photographing for eBay to make the sales, to make the content for the videos, and then actually recording as I go. So I think I'm going to try and move away from the eBay weekly reselling videos, or at least if I carry on with them, I think I'm going to leave the breakdown at the end with all the figures, because whilst it's only 2 minutes, it takes me quite a lot of time to work out the prices and edit that bit of the content. So I'm probably going to at least cut those out. eBay videos are still going to carry on. I still want to show off my garage and go and pick orders and show what I pick up from the charity shops and car boots and stuff like that. But I just think the bit at the end is a bit too much for me in terms of time management. One week I might just decide to have a break and not do the eBay stuff and then record something else, I don't know. But in terms of the eBay reselling stuff, if you're interested in that, don't worry, it's not going. It's just going to be a bit more streamlined and there might not be as many videos as normal. But in terms of the game collecting stuff, that is something that I want to ramp up a little bit. With the collection, the only real goals I have is to get a full PAL UK PS3 set and a full PAL UK PS Vita set. With the PS Vita, I'm 13 games shy, and with the PS3, I'm roughly 100 shy. So what I want to do is kind of create a list of games I need, go out game hunting, go to different stores and different markets and try and hunt down those games, come up with a bit of a checklist and get out and about, rather than just go to my local centre and go to Birmingham, maybe venture out to different places fairly nearby that aren't a million miles away, go on a little road trip, while I'm there look for other games, but at the same time go out with the purpose of finding X rare game that I need for the collection. So that's kind of what I want to do. I also want to get to more markets, so I kind of only go to markets that are local to me, like Birmingham, and I've been down to London before as like a one-off, but there's gaming markets that are all around the country all year round. I don't want to go to every single one, but I do want to go to some that are fairly local or within an hour or two drive, and I can just go record for the day and have a good time and just get some games for the collection. I also want to start selling more of my collection in terms of my eBay collection in the garage that need selling, and the games that I've sort of put aside for my personal collection when I went through the last couple of months and decided to get rid of some. And I think I've got enough stock that I could probably either sell at car boots markets or even these gaming markets. So I need to explore that a little bit more, and rather than go and buy, I might be able to go and sell. So yeah, these are all things that I want to add to my channel, and go to some independent gaming shops as well. So rather than just the markets, look around the country, go to those, because I know there's quite a few, especially in my area, but there's also loads all around the country. So I think there's enough content for plenty of road trips and travels and purchases and pickups and stuff to keep the content fun for you guys. But I just think the eBay reselling stuff is getting a bit much for me every week. It's too regimented, and it sort of forces me to constantly be recording, constantly be editing. And whilst that's good for in terms of a routine, in terms of my routine and my life, it's very difficult. So that's kind of what I've been doing, what I've been buying, and what the future of the channel is. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to end it there. I don't want to waffle too much. I'm not going to say I'm back and I'm going to be posting videos every other day or 3 times a week, but I do plan on getting back into the swing of things very soon, so keep an eye on the channel, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. If you got this far, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.